The Antigua government just has announced sweeping vaccine mandate. Probably some of y'all have seen this. This actually came out 3 days ago. This came out, it just flabbergasted me that they did this, but it stated here that the Antigua and Barbuda government has given a September the 20th deadline for all unvaccinated public sector workers to show proof of having been vaccinated against the coronavirus pandemic. You wonder what's going to happen if they find out a couple of years later that this jab is going to be bad for your health. This is going to be, there's a lot of countries now that are making people take this jab. But it went on to say that a policy document released on Wednesday night also outlines similar measures for persons operating public transport, the trade union movement, private sector employees, as well as arriving passengers in the country. Also, folks, if you want to legally learn how to get your taxes to zero, how to get a second passport, as quick as 45 days, do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen right here. You'll get new videos as they come out automatically. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below and I'll be glad to get back with you. And also, number 3 is if you'll go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. Okay, now in this policy statement, the Gaston Brown government said that the measure regarding vaccinations will include workers in the public service, statutory corporations, and companies in which the government owns majority shares. It said that with effect from October the 1st, all unvaccinated public sector employees, inclusive of statutory corporations and companies in which the government holds majority shares, shall be required to remain at home until proof of COVID-19 vaccination. Now, they went on to say also that in addition to these workers shall be paid a salary or wage for the period of non-compliance with the current policy, and that all officers and support staff of the Royal Police Force of Antigua and Barbuda and the Antigua and Barbuda Defense Force are required to be vaccinated effective October the 1st. The government said that trade unions and employee associations shall be permitted to conduct educational awareness sessions by way of virtual and face-to-face engagements, and that COVID-19 protocols shall be strictly observed. All eligible students and teachers shall be required to be vaccinated against the COVID-19 to return face-to-face classes. All preschool and primary school teachers shall be required to be fully vaccinated before returning to face-to-face classes. All caregivers and support staff are required to be fully vaccinated to provide services at elderly care services and facilities according to the policy. It noted that all arriving passengers, including returning nationals and residents, are required to have received at least the first dose of a vaccine approved by the appropriate authorities in Antigua and Barbuda. Now, the government also said that informal and our public gatherings will be restricted to members of the same household, and that beaches are to be closed between 12 noon and 5 a.m. in the morning, commencing September the 20th. Now, bus drivers, conductors, and taxi drivers are required to be vaccinated effective October the 1st this year, and that failure to comply with the current policy will result in restrictions to operate. Now, all pleasure, craft, fetes, parties, and entertainment events and excursions around the coastal waters and offshore islands are suspended with effect of April the 18th until the 29th of September 2021. Now, thereafter, only authorized excursions will be permitted by the appropriate authorities. Now, the government has stated that all vendors, merchant and service providers and staff operate at the ports of entry are required to be vaccinated. Now, but the authorities said that persons may be exempted upon submitting a medical certificate approved by the chief medical officer or medical board, or a request approved on religious grounds. It said that all these persons exempted on this policy are required to produce a negative COVID-19 twice monthly. So basically, if you don't get a jab, they're going to worry the hell out of you. Okay, and under that one exclusion. Okay, now children under the age of 18 years arriving at a port of entry in Antigua and Barbuda are exempt from this policy for this period. Now, the Cabinet of Antigua and Barbuda recognizes the extreme hardship caused by the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, along with the pain and anguish of families due to untimely and unnecessary loss of loved ones. It has caused tremendous economic dislocations, social disruptions, and psychological trauma. The government acknowledges the enormous commitment and sacrifices made the nation's healthcare providers, and by extension, all workers who lock arms daily in a colossal effort and determination to defeat the COVID-19 virus and to help to restore this country to some form of normalcy, this statement stated. Now, it added that COVID-19 represents an existential threat, and the government calls on the entire nation, private sector and public sector, and civil society to lend support in this endeavor to adopting policies and promoting policies to arrest the effects of this deadly virus. Now, Antigua and Barbuda has recorded 48 deaths and 2,304 infections from the virus since March of last year. This is about, St. Kitts has got about only, not 48 deaths, but St. Kitts is only, and Nevis has only had about, I think it's about 6 deaths now, and they've got around a little over 1,000 total infections. So we've had quite a few less deaths than Antigua, and the infection rate's been about half. Anyway, folks, if you want to learn more how to legally get your income taxes to zero, how to get a second passport as quick as 45 days, and you're making at least $150,000 US a year and or have a net worth at least 1 million US, and you want to legally get your taxes to zero, do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen right here, and you'll get new videos automatically. And I would like to hear from you if you got a question or comment. And number 3 is go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and hit that top bar that says apply with us, fill out the questions, hit that bottom bar that says send it to us, and we'll help you. We deal with over 100 citizenship by investment and residency by investment countries all over the world, and I'll look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.